Hello everyone, welcome to this video, and in this video I will show you guys the best filters and features you need to use over on Axiom in order to only find 100x coins. So we all know that if you're using Axiom right now with the default settings, we all know that literally every 10 seconds 10 coins are launched. However, in this video I will show you guys all the features and settings you need to enable and disable and put into your Axiom filter dashboard in order to only find 100x coins over on the new pair list or the final stretch pair list. So we have a lot of filters we can apply right here, and in this video I will give you guys all of the best filters you need to apply in order to only find 100x coins with a little bit of explanation. So before I do that, I quickly wanted to say that if you have not used Axiom before, then go check it out. I will leave a link in the description below. Make sure to use it. It's the link for Axiom. Go check it out if you want to use Axiom. First link in the description below. If you use it, you will get 10% off fees as well, plus a small deposit bonus. And if you're using my referral link in order to sign up for Axiom, then you will also get a list of 100 basically developers over on Solana who have been working their coins. You probably think, why the fuck do I want to know that? Well, we also have this blacklisted devs feature where you can enter a developer, and if you enter that contract address, you will not see those coins pop up from that developer. And I found a list of over 100 of these wallets basically that have been launching coins over on Solana every single day. You can just simply put them into your Axiom dashboard, and that way you will not see the coins of those people, meaning you will already filter out a lot of scams. If you want that list, just check out the first link in the description below. Create your Axiom account. If you already have an account, just create a new account with my referral link, first link in the description below. Thank you very much. Now let's get into the video. So I have the best filters out there right now in order to only find 100x meme coins. How did I find these lists? Well, I've been trading on Axiom for a pretty long time right now. So this is by my own research, but I've also researched other massive YouTubers, Twitter people and everything that have been using Axiom as well. I've combined all of their filters and just created the best filters possible over on Axiom in order to actually only find 100x coins. So let's just immediately get started with the video. So go check out Axiom, first link in the description below. So what are we going to fill in? Well, the very first thing what we're going to do is head over to filters right here. And then you're going to click on new pairs. The first thing you want to do is make sure that you have pump fun and radium enabled. That are the only two filters you want to enable at protocols. You don't want Moonshot, Launch Lab or any other protocol that may come out in the future. Only use these two. Now we're going to skip search keywords or exclude keywords, simply because that's just too much time, too much effort. We don't really care about that. Also, you don't really want to play with this. We just want to make sure to go right here, because these are all the filters we're actually going to type in. So I have a list right here. The first one you want to do is make sure that the age limit is maximum 120 minutes. Why? If the coin has not graduated to either the final stretch or migrated, it simply means that the coin is not getting enough attention and you just want to skip the entire coin. Alright, secondly, top 10 holders, make sure it's just 25%. If it's any higher, the top 10 holders can just destroy the entire coin, and most of the time, if it's higher than 25%, it's just a straight up scam, so you don't want to touch it. Alright, now we want to go to dev holdings, make sure it's maximum of 10%. Why? Simply because if it's anything higher, it's most likely a work. However, if it's anything lower, then that's completely fine. Why are we not putting it at 0? Simply because a lot of coins nowadays that are being launched by developers are not actually developers who are actually going to push the project. Most of the time it becomes like a community takeover. However, it means that those tokens are still being launched by developers who have a little bit of the holding in that token. So nothing more than 10%, but also I would recommend not putting this at, for example, 0. Because then you're simply going to not see any tokens pop up, because every token nowadays has the developer holding just a little bit. Snipers, what we're going to put for snipers, 5%. Why? Because every single token nowadays gets sniped. If you put it at 0, you will not see any tokens. Insiders 5% and bundle also 5%. Why? Basically the same. Every coin nowadays has snipers, insiders and bundles. If you put it anything higher, it's most likely a scam. If you put anything lower, you're not going to see any coins pop up, simply because most of these projects, like I said, have a little bit of snipers, insiders or bundles, and that's completely fine. Alright, holders, we're going to make sure that there's a minimum of 10 holders. If there are anything lower than 10 holders, that just basically means that the coin is not getting any attention at all and you don't want to touch it. And pro traders, we're also not going to touch it, simply because that doesn't really matter that much right now. Alright, now now we have that, we're going to click on metrics right here. And I have the metrics tab right now, right here. Liquidity, we're not going to touch. The liquidity doesn't really matter, it's launched on Pump Fund or whatsoever, where there's standard liquidity. And on Radium, it doesn't really matter either. What we do want to make sure to do is make sure the volume is set at 500 minimum. If it's anything lower, that coin is just not getting enough attention to most likely graduate. And if it is anything lower, then you just simply don't want to touch it. Market cap, we're going to make sure that the market cap is a minimum of 5,000. If it's anything lower, it's just not getting any attention. I literally right now, every single token is being launched at like a 4k market cap. So if it can't even push up 1k in a couple of minutes, then you just don't want to touch it. Alright, TXNs is minimum of 20. This just basically means that we got a minimum of 20 buys or sells. If it's anything lower, there's just no hype at all. And most of the time with these 100x coins, you will always have a couple of people who understand the narrative, think it's a funny coin, or the coin just makes sense. So make sure it's minimum of 20. And then we got minimum buys 30 and number of sells 10. Just make sure you have this as well. TXNs, yeah, we have it at 20, but you can also put it at like 40, simply because that makes more sense. But yeah, right now these are the best metrics in my opinion. It doesn't really matter, these last three doesn't really matter that much, but it just makes sure it filter out some more coins that are most likely scams or just completely dead. Now that we have that, we're going to click on socials, and what we're simply going to do is make sure it has a Twitter. Or just to be fair, I will just only make sure it says at least one social, because sometimes the coin doesn't even have a Twitter, but the Twitter is most of the time the basic you want to have. A website and Telegram is not necessary at the moment. Usually nowadays, most of the coins don't even have a website or Telegram, so it doesn't really matter. You can either leave it at least one social, or you couldn't even care about the socials. I just like if it has at least one social, and we're not going to I'm going to touch this. Once you have done that, we're going to click apply, and now you can see that from like 10 coins launching every 10 seconds, we only got like a couple of coins launching every couple of, let's say like every couple of minutes. And that is much better right now. This way you will only see the best coins launching. And if we look at this little section right here, we can already see that a lot of coins being launched are actually gaining a lot of the market cap right now. For example, this one is already at 1.2 million, like 16k. So yeah, this way it already filters out a lot of coins, and of course it filters out a lot of new coins as well. For example, we can see this coin just launched, and because of the filters we're only seeing this new one, but this coin is getting a lot of volume and market cap. So yeah, this is the perfect way to only look at the best coins. We can see if we click on it right here, now we are seeing that this coin is pumping. So yeah, if you bought this extremely quickly, it will have popped up. You're already making good money. Now the reason why we don't want that many coins pop up right here, those are only coins from like the last 1 hour, is because you have to keep in mind, literally on Pump Fund, like 30,000 coins are being created every day, and only about 100 to 200 coins are actually going to Radium, meaning only like 1 or like maybe like 0.5% of all the coins being launched are actually reaching more than like a 50k market cap, which is insane. So that's why you don't want a lot of coins on here. The less coins, the better it is right now, in my opinion. And yeah, right now with this filter, with these filters on, you can see we're only getting the best coins that are already reaching higher market caps, which is really cool. Alright, so now that we've done new pairs, let's go to final stretch. So for final stretch, you only want the protocol Pump Fund. Radium is already included. So what we're going to do is going to click on audit. And what we're going to do is now make sure that for final stretch, why is this even different? Well, for final stretch, we're only going to see coins that are almost graduating. So it's really important to keep that in mind. Final stretch, almost graduating, new pairs are actual new coins. So you want to have basically the same filters, but just a little bit different. So for new age pairs, you want to have a maximum of 600 minutes. Why do I want to have a maximum of 600 minutes and not, what was it, like 120 we have on new pairs? Simply because it of course takes a little bit more time for a coin to go from final stretch to migrate it. So that's why you want to have 600 minutes. Alright, then we got the top 10 holders. I will just put basically everything the same, 25. Dev Holdings 10, Snipers 5. Whenever bundles, we want to put it at like 5 or 10. I will just do 5, I don't know. That's the best one out there right now. And holders, I would say a minimum of 100 holders. Because if it's anything less, then it means that the market cap is already pretty high, but the holders are still really low. Meaning that a lot of, a small amount of holders have a lot of the supply, which you simply don't want to have. So yeah, holders, minimum of 100 is the best right now. Alright, then we got final stretch. Of course, for metrics, we're going to make it a little bit different than we had for new pairs. Simply because, I mean, we only want to look at coins that are a little bit higher in market cap. So liquidity, minimum of 2,500. That's the best right now. Volume, a minimum of 2,000. Most of the time it's already higher, but 2,000 is fine. And a minimum market cap of 10,000. If it's anything lower, why even put it at final stretch? It doesn't really make sense. TXN's minimum of 50, and we got minimum buys, I would say around 50, just like that, and that's fine. Number of sells, max 70%, but I will just put it at like 30, that's fine. And yeah, for socials, you just want at least one social. That's the best in my opinion right now. If you then click on apply, you're only going to see coins that are almost about to migrate. Or of course, why is this list so small? Simply because most of the time the coins are on this list will already migrate, and then they will be right here. So yeah, that are basically the best filters right now out there, in my opinion. I got a couple of features for you guys you may or may not want to change as well. What you want to do is you want to make sure to go to settings, trade settings, and I will make sure to change your priority fee and bribe fee to 0.01. This means that every time you buy, it only costs about like $1, but you are guaranteed to have your buy fill. Sometimes if the project gets a lot of volume, your buy will simply not go through, simply because your priority fee or bribe fee is too low. I do have to say that if you have anything less than 1 Solana in your wallet, you may want to just put it at like 0.03 or 0.05, something like that. The higher it goes, of course, the faster you will be entered into a transaction, the better entry you will get, but the more it will of course cost, which of course makes a lot of sense. So yeah, you can choose whatever you want, but I always would recommend setting it a little bit higher than the standard 0.01, because everyone using Axiom has it at a 0.01. So even if you place it at like 0.02, you will already be entered faster than most of the other users on Axiom. So that's really important. And you can also of course do that for sell settings. That just makes a lot of sense, of course. Then, like I just said, if you want to have the best way in order to filter out any scams, you can simply do that by basically putting in wallet addresses of developers that are constantly creating coins and rugging coins. Simply, every time you buy a coin that gets rugged, just make sure to add it here to the blacklist developers, and then you're good to go. And that means you will not see that same person rugging you again, simply because you will not see the project anymore he's creating, simply have it because you have it on the blacklist developers. If you haven't bought any coins yet, or you don't know any developers that are right now rugging, I got a list of about 100 developers that are constantly rugging and are famous for just making a lot of money rugging people. If you want this list, go check the first link in the description below, create an Axiom account. If you already have one, just create a new one with my link, and I will send you this list if you just message me on Telegram or on Twitter. But yeah, that list is really powerful. And that being said, that's all I have for you guys in this video. I know I'm yapping quite a lot and I'm talking quite a lot, but yeah, this is everything I have for you guys in this video, and I hope this can level up your trading. If it did, or if it does, like this video, subscribe to my channel, boom, and I hope I will see you guys in my next crypto or meme coin review, tutorial, whatever.